Dr. Kunle Adeyemi. Essentially, I'm an artist, an arts instructor in one of the most prestigious higher institutions in Nigeria, the Yabakode of Technology. I was the sectional head in graphic design department, head of department, graphic design department, and later on I became the dean of the art school, the entire art school. And from there I moved into a pure administration. I became the director internal quality assurance for the college. So I have actually had my time in so many areas of administration, in so many areas of art administration, and in so many areas of instructional administration. So it's essentially a knowledge-based, a knowledge-based, art-inclined person. The new expressions in my art has its roots firmly planted in the traditions of simple sculpture forms, especially African wood carvings, natural materials, environment, people, places, things, spiritualism, socio-cultural milieu, and general contemporary situations. These and many more are the vehicles used in creating my own style. My words, like the age-old African folk pattern, are thoughtfully designed to chart the course of lives of the people of my generation, document the present, and create ways of a viable future. Inform, educate, refresh, entertain my audience, and posterity. Now, and create avenues for self-expressions, especially on societal issues. So even the patterns are much more than old design decorations for the sake of decoration. They are not just decorations. They are not just decorations. No. Some are imbued with pungent content, while some refer to ancient battles, as in some of my elongated houseboat series. Some represent words of wisdom in visual forms. Some reveal and document the native sacred things in shrines and palaces and other sacrilegious places. And so those are some of the basis for the creation of my work. So the repetition sometimes of these symbols, patterns, and motifs in my work give room for a real presence and emphasis. So it is also thematic and visually soothing. The overall composition creates a soothing ambience of tranquility, spirituality, and feminine brightness. That's the essence of my work. So I play the different combinations of patterns, motifs, and symbols to create my own multi-layered evocation of traditional Africa. So these symbols, patterns, and motifs bring life to my composition. So I arrange them in a way that the shapes and forms become a kind of visual music, whereby the rhythm and movement define and create moods, ranging from mystery and adventure to romance and even whims. These motifs and symbols in my works are graphic and dynamic in character. They also inhibit a virtual treasure of decorative possibilities. So the spiritual meaning and ritual significance of the patterns, forms, motifs, and symbols are essential instruments and create expressions of the beliefs and philosophies of traditional Africa. So little wonder that these symbols and motifs almost take the place of written language. And so examples abound in Isibidi and Ule arts of southern Nigeria, Adinka from Ghana, and Honor of the southwest Nigeria, that's Yoruba. So the designs are a kind of visual communication which makes it easy for verbal and visual meaning to come together to offer spiritual or physical protection, interpret omen, and offer blessings. So the patterns and symbols depict this leadership and ethnic affiliation and representation of proverbs and religious principles. So essentially, my works are based on this rhythm, are based on this style. So I fabricate or I move my work from the inner caucus of deeper wisdom, of the African setting, particularly the Yoruba. So because we are we are a kind of being that has all that it takes, to be in the past, be in the present, and be in the future. So my works work around all these areas to really inculcate the essential ingredients, of my art, and that is my expression. I use color as the heart and soul of my art, and with paint I could produce any color that comes to my mind. I use color as a catchment to create atmospheric meaning and identity, and most times my color generates or creates some philosophical questions such as what I am, who am I, why am I treating this subject, where am I, and when or what mood am I when creating the picture. So I run my colors from neutral hues to warm red and indigo blue. So I use color to create illusions and new worlds and evoke some vivid and thick memories. Essentially, some of these things are what I do in using colors. But color is very crucial in the production of my art. So like any other artist, I have my favorite colors which often dominate my palette. Those colors dominate my palette a lot. And I found myself and these colors are seismic twins. So my favorite colors find their way into any of my work irrespective of its theme. So the colors have a way of presenting themselves naturally in my work. And my exposure to the world of printmaking further enlarges my vision of the color spectrum. So I now see color as a tangible, solid thing that runs the heart and soul of my art. And so I feel the warmth of the reds naturally, the neutral, the natural neutral softness of the earth colors, the burnt siennas, the burnt umbers, some of these earth red colors and laterite red and all that stuff. And so the uplifting azuri of the blues, and then the cheerful glow of the yellows, so, and the unifying drab and withdrawn nature of the browns. So, which I use sometimes to play on sophistication, mysteries, and earthly riches. So I found out that vivid application of colors makes my works shimmer, glow, mixed, mingle, and create not only its own beauty, but the beauty I perceive. So color is a powerhouse that moves me spiritually and emotionally. So it soothes my heart, lifts my spirit, and energizes my mind. Sometimes it makes me feel jubilant or sad occasionally. So agitated or calm. So and that's what color does for me. So color is a major player and catalyst, in the therapeutic function of my art. I have, in my little way, made my art perform this therapeutic function that which bold approach, or with bold approach rather, I have, in my little way, made my art perform this therapeutic function with bold approach in using vibrant colors. Sometimes flat as they are in a grandiose metaphorical description of color. And so essentially sometimes you see me just use the color on the spot. Sometimes you see the mixture, the admixture of some of these colors that gives, from primary to tertiary, from second to secondary, from primary to secondary, secondary to tertiary. And sometimes I combine the use of analogous colors, in bringing my art to the fore of what I intend it to be. So essentially I'm the captain of the ship. So I control my colors as well as my forms, and I don't get moved by what is happening in town. I put myself as the driver of the vehicle of my art. And so you may see my color different, you may see my forms different, you may see my drawings different, and all that stuff. Yes, I was in the art school, but I now know better that art is actually an inborn thing, which can be expressed in any form that you want it to be. So basically, I enjoy, using or doing my art the way I want it to be, not following the regimented principles. Of course, those principles are very good, but occasionally I do not allow it to. So you see, sometimes my art becomes comical. Sometimes my art becomes very, very low to a level that everybody can actually understand what I'm saying concerning it. And these are the additions of both color, form, nature, and all the other ingredients that form a good art.